Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, my name is Chase, and I released a song called Flower in Bloom, and I want to talk about it a little bit. This song is very special to me because I feel like I was really able to capture a poem I wrote, which I'll talk about in a minute. But first, I want to talk about Rabbi Levi Welton, who is somebody I want to give a very big thank you to for letting me use an audio clip that he sent me. The way the audio clip came about is he wrote a very wonderful book called "Be Like the Moon," a Chassidic memoir by Levi Welton. I highly recommend it. And I sent him a voice message, praising him for the book, talking about the things I liked about it. It's a very wonderful work. I highly, highly recommend it. And he sent me this voice message back, and I was like, "This is what I've been looking for," because I started writing the book, I started writing the song when I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I was visiting a few Hindu temples at the time, as I do per usual, nothing new there. And I started writing sort of poetry. I would go at like 12 o'clock to this local Vaishnava Radha Krishna temple. And, they would dress the deities differently every day. And it was very nice because, I got to really look forward to and appreciate, how God presented himself that day. Um, Both the divine masculine, the divine feminine, which, there's more to be said about that. But, I really got into this habit of writing poetry, trying to describe the divine or give praises to the divine in this way. And with that, and in this period of inspiration, I wrote another series of poems where I present the divine feminine, the divine mother, as sort of a gardener, and that we are all plants in her garden. It's so fun to talk about, and specifically, I say that flowers are saints. So in the first lyric or the first stanza, is that what that's called? I'm a flower in the garden to never be forgotten.
I'm a flower in the garden to never be forgotten.
Simply to say, any good gardener or any, all loving deity would take care of their plants or their creation, the material world. And then I say twice, I want to know you, I want to know you.
I wanna know you, I wanna know.
So, as I was at this temple um, writing this poetry, I could really feel this sense of like longing to want to know the divine. And then I say later in the second part, I want to see you, I want to see you.
I wanna see you, I wanna see you.
The same thing, it's like wanting to know and see the divine. And I see a lot of memes on Instagram talking about like a romantic longing. And some could be applied to romantic relationships, but I think what is a little bit more profound is this yearning and longing for the divine. It doesn't really matter if we're going to say, "Oh, I want to see the face of God" in a metaphorical or in a literal sense, but that constant yearning and desire and passion and drive to connect with the divine in this way is something very special to me. So to place my palms in the soil
It's my palms in the soil.
is actually a reference to the later half of the song that I'll talk about in a moment. But like a snake in coils.
Like a snake in coil.
So my stage name, my artist name is Chase the Snake. And there's been a lot of weird jokes some of my friends have made to me about that. But I want to talk about the meaning of the name Chase the Snake. I am not the snake. Chase is a verb. I know my name is Chase. I go by Chase, but that's not what my name is in my artistic name. Chase the Snake is referring to the story of Genesis of the Garden of Eden, which is actually not unique to the Bible. The garden story is very prevalent in many different religions and traditions. But in the sense of the serpent, is sort of a representation of, all the evil and all the things bad in the world and all the problems on an individualistic and a larger level. The meaning of chase the snake is to chase the snake out of the garden, to chase the snake out of paradise, to um, face your problems directly, not let the problems of the world or the internal struggles whisper these lies in your ear, but instead say, "This is paradise. This is where I'm at. This is a perfect creation," and you can go and chase them out. Like a snake and coil also has a double meaning, but I wanted to talk about the meaning of chase the snake a little bit because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. There's a wonderful Hindu story in Vedanta where you're walking along a path and then you think that you see a snake, but it's actually a rope. This is a very common story, and the meaning of it is just the presupposition that we assume things seem as one thing, but in reality, they're not. To the floor, I bow to you.
To the floor I bow to you.
Obviously, like whenever they were opening up the curtains to show the deities, all the devotees bow. And then the please show me your truth.
Please show your truth.
Is the same longing to want to connect to the divine. And then the final one, when I devote my life to you, I become a flower in bloom. It is so beautiful.
When I devote my life to you, I become a flower in bloom.
It is so beautiful because, like, as I said earlier in this poetic series I was writing, that, you know, we can become greater, you know what I mean? Like through work and dedication and love and service, we can purify our soul. In a sense, I kind of hate the word purify because I feel like certain fundamentalists have really ruined that word, but I'll talk about that in a different video. It's a sense of when you put the connection to the divine as the most important thing in one's life, you become a flower in bloom. You grow, your roots become deeper. You're just the representation of beauty. I mean, that's ultimately what a flower is. A flower is just a representation of beauty. They're appealing to look at. They smell nice. It increases the property value if there's a lot of flowers planted on the side of a street, which tells a lot on how we as a society, the way us as a culture, the way we value flowers. Especially in ancient cultures, they viewed the sun as either literally God or representation of God, depending on what group of people you want to look at. But nevertheless, it's always the flower or plants in general will point towards the sun. They'll point towards the divine, if you will, in this metaphor. And if they don't, they just wilt. They wilt out and die. And our spirits could be seen as the same way. We have to point ourselves to the divine in order to bloom, to be a flower in bloom. Now going on to the last part, I lost my legs, now I'm a plant.
I lost my legs, now I'm a plant.
This is not really directly tied to the theme of the first set of poetry I was talking about. That, you know, the divine mother is a gardener and we're all her plants and she's taking care of us and that sort of thing. This is just more of a fun creative expression I like to play around with. That I was once a plant and then at some point I grew legs, and this is for all of us, not just me, but it's fun to play with it. We're all plants. We grew legs one day and now we have a job. We have a 9 to 5 and we pay taxes, and that's just, I don't know, it's very fun to me. I really want to commission some artists to like make paintings depicting this. Then I say, accept this life. I love this life.
Accept this life, I love this life.
So with that sense, it's like, oh, at one point I was a beautiful plant. All I did was sway around in the wind and take in the sun and drink delicious water, and, you know, bees come and hang out with me and those sorts of things. And people smell nice. People smell me and appreciate me and those sorts of things. To now, I've grown legs and I'm living a human life, and that can be very difficult to navigate. You know, living in this world isn't the most easy task ever. Living comes with pain and grief and strifes and trials and tribulations, but it also comes with love and growth and so much beauty. There's a lot of beauty in the world, but unfortunately, it's not as loud as the negative. In the sense of, you really have to pay attention. You really have to accept this life and then love this life, as I say in the lyric. You have to accept and love the life in order to be able to see the beauty of it and to really appreciate it. And then I've been the sun, it's loads of fun.
I've been the sun, it's loads of fun.
It's going back to the flower analogy of the sun being the divine. It's like I'm bending towards the sun. It's loads of fun because I've accepted this life and I love this life. And then, yeah, it just dives down to accept this life. That is Flower in Bloom. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Maybe I'll make more videos talking about the poetry itself that I was writing at that time. Again, a special thank you to Rabbi Welton, my dear friend. Please check out his book, Be Like the Moon. And please listen to Flower in Bloom, available on stores. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you, and have a good day.